Hi, it's David.
And Azu from the Hobby Hangout Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this special video series for the Family Day long weekend here in Canada. Today's video will be focused on party games, and we have couple of other videos looking at grouping games around couples, new gamers, kids, and strategy as well. As we talk through the games, we'll be highlighting on screen the playtime, the recommended age group, the number of players, as well as the general space required to play the game based on our experience. So let's dive into some party games. I'll start first. So the game I picked, although may not be traditionally classified as a board game, but I do see it as a board game. It's called Klask. I don't know how I would describe it, actually.
Like air hockey almost.
Almost like air hockey, yeah, but you leverage magnets to play the game. I like that sort of sports-like feel to it. It can be very intense when you're trying to score those points with the other players. And although it's only two players, because it plays so quickly and it's got that sports-like feel to it, it can be very easily used to create a mini tournament or a ladder tournament within your group of family players. So it can be very intense as people are watching this game, trying to see who's going to get that final point. And that's, again, I think that sports-like intensity really is why I like this game as a party game.
Mm-hmm.
Although not a traditional party game.
Okay, well, I will go with Camel Up. When you say to someone, hey, let's play a board game, and there's people that might be on the fence about it, if you tell them it's actually like betting, they're like, oh, okay, let's do this. I think that the pieces, the way that they were designed and the visuals are really well done. There's a pop-up palm tree. There's dice that you get to roll. The dice are inside of the pyramid and you have to press a button. Just pressing the button is very satisfying.
There's so many actions you could take, but do you really want to give up the chance to?
Exactly. Yeah. That's probably not the way that you make the most money, but it's definitely fun. It's just random. But you see the one camel winning, and then next thing you know, there's the other camels going around the other direction that takes your camel. So every single turn, there's something else happening. So you have to also be strategic of how do I think that I can win this? But again, just knowing that whatever you pick, the next turn might completely change.
Yeah. All right, back over to me. The game I'm picking for party game is called, this game is Killer. Now I know it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but for me, just the theme that, it draws a lot of parallels to like the Alien movies. I don't think it's overly strategic. And it is very random based on the cards that you get, not knowing who you can actually cooperate with and whether or not their actions are going to be detrimental to you as the round plays out. The downside is that sometimes players can be killed and then they have to sit out waiting for the game to end. But for the most part, the game does play fairly quickly. And sort of either everybody wins or the alien wins and everybody dies.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay, so our last one for this video is my choice. It's going to be Take 5. So basically you have a bunch of cards and you have, I think it's like 5 different rows in which you start placing cards. Once one of the rows gets to 5, you have to pick them up, and what you want to do is to take the least amount of negative points to start accumulating them. What I like about this game is that as you're thinking of building your strategy, you're like, yeah, definitely, I'm going to put my card here. And then you do it. But as other people start going before you, they can completely make you regret that decision. And the thing is that you have to decide on your card before you see what everyone else is playing. So it doesn't matter how much you plan it. There's always going to be someone that ends up playing it in a way that is not beneficial for you. And the more people you have playing, the more the chances are for you to have completely a wild result.
Yes, I like that game too. It's just that chaotic environment, especially as you said, as you get more and more players into it, definitely adds that level of stress to it that I enjoy.
Yeah, and I think that from what I've heard, the expressions when people are playing is that, like, how is this possible? Like, I had it all well planned. So it's always a surprise. Like, yeah. So I think that just getting to see those reactions and of course spinning it ourselves as well, it makes it a pretty fun game. Just again, it's just so wild.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments on your experience with these games. Anything
Okay.
you'd like to add?
No, well, check out the other videos just in case that we mention any other games that might be suitable for you. And happy long weekend.
Bye.